So I don't know who some of these people are, but let's try this table. And we're getting into it with, I think this should be near the end of the third quarter, so. But let's see, it's been a pretty, I was going to say it's been a pretty even set, but all 14 of the imps were picked up on board 4. Maybe a little interesting to look at that during the break. I assume they're duplicating hands across the entire event, at least by this point in the quarterfinals. But what have we got on this hand? South, 13 count, opens a spade in second seat. West doubles. Yeah, West has a difficult hand to show. I mean, 19 highs, no spade stopper. And so you just have to start with double and hope your partner does something that helps you. Probably the plan was to cubid 2 spades if East had bid a suit. But East bid a no trump, and I'm not sure I like a no by East. I think, so who is this? This is a Zhao. So maybe Zhao is the sponsor. Well, looks a bit young to be a sponsor, but I was thinking, like, if this East player was the pro for the partnership, then maybe you do get away with a bid like 3 no here, or 1 no trump. But lots of queens and jacks doesn't feel like you want to be offering 3 no as a spot to play, just like bid 2 diamonds and get on with your life. That would kind of be my preference. Anyway, so the opening spade lead from South makes a ton of sense. East leads a diamond and South pops up with a king. This could be a false card. You know, very often with like an ace-jack-9 combination in one hand, if you have like honor doubleton or, you know, even honor third, you can play second hand high. It's pretty common. So East doesn't know that the diamonds are not coming home yet, but may suspect. This does give the diamond queen as an entry to hand to take a club hook. So how many tricks is Declare actually going to get? Because the king doubleton of clubs comes home also. Declare can get 3 diamonds, 3 clubs, 2 hearts, and a spade. I guess it seems as if he's going to make this. Very thin game. But it happens to work out. It's no surprise that South, as the opening bidder, does have both of the minor suit kings. But entries are probably the main concern for Declare. It's funny, you know, I think everyone would lead a spade as South. It makes a ton of sense. If spades are 5-3, 3-2 around and you can get in with one of your minor suit kings, you can take 5 tricks defensively. But it looks as if a heart opening lead would have probably sunk the contract. Declare definitely would have run that around to their jack. North wins the queen, puts a spade through, and South just gets to cheaply exit a few times. Anyway, Declare will probably spend a minute or 2 looking for any alternative to taking the club hook and praying for king doubleton of clubs. I don't see one. If Declare had the ability to rectify the count somehow, maybe he could play the hand as like a strip squeeze against South, hoping South was like 5-4 or 1-3 in shape. You know, duck a diamond, win the diamond return, take a club hook, and cash the last diamond. Or, you know, whatever order that happens in, and South would either have to stiff the king of clubs or pitch enough major suit tricks that they could get thrown in. But without the ability to strip the hand, that line of play is not going to work out so well. I guess maybe it could work if you play south for all of the queen 10, 9, 8, 7 of hearts, right? Then the 6 of hearts is a threat. But in that case, you're playing south for 5-5 in the majors anyway. You could just plan to drop the king doubleton of clubs. So, Declare taking their time. Ooh, the match has gotten a little closer. Which is good for us as spectators. We're going to have an exciting fourth quarter of action to cover. 4 spades been made at one table on board 11, whereas the other side found a save in 5 hearts, it looks like. Or maybe they were bidding 5 hearts to make. Oh, this is actually an interesting hand. Kind of a difficult bidding problem from the east-west perspective. Personally, I would bid 5 hearts with East Sand over this auction. That doesn't mean it's necessarily right. But at Imps, I often like to think of the, like, what's the biggest upside and downside of our actions? And if we pass 4 spades, maybe 4 spades makes. We have very little defense. The singleton queen of spades is not a good defensive asset. Oh, we do get a message from the VuGraph operator, just so that everyone is aware. They said that they have lost the play a little bit. Now, I don't know if that means the hand's already over. But hopefully we catch up on that. Anyway, back to this board 11 that I was taking a look at. Like maybe both sides are making, and that's kind of the big swing position. If both sides are going down, you don't really care all that much. You're probably not getting it for more than 300 if partner has the perfect hand. And maybe in that case, you even make 5 hearts anyway. But you do want to just bid onto the game. You might make it. Maybe they're making 4 spades. You have a lot of ways to win. So that would be my preference with these cards. But at this table, they elected not to. Not to save, and that cost them dearly. So Declare did ultimately take the line of play of diamond to hand, club finesse, just cash the club ace. Something I hadn't really considered a lot is playing back a second round of spades from Declare's perspective. There's one reason why I think it might have been, what is this? Well, this can't be the way the play has gone. Because once you actually have 9 tricks in this contract in a position where I think it's very possible they don't duplicate this contract, you just take your 9 tricks. There's no reason to risk going down. I mean, like, right here. Like, look at this. Why is Declare even considering taking the heart finesse? Have they miscounted their tricks? Maybe that's it. Maybe they've miscounted their tricks. But a big issue with this sort of thing is, like, if South had the heart queen and they wanted to prevent you from taking 3 heart tricks, they could just lead the queen of hearts right now. It would block the suit. You would have to go ace of hearts, heart to the jack, and then exit a spade, and South could cash spades. Okay, we're there. Plus 400. We made it. And the last board of the third quarter. Ooh, we got a push at 7 no trump. I'm going to take a small look at what happened on that hand. So Claire has off the top 13 tricks. And my guess is that... Hey, Allie, welcome to the stream. Are you back from your travels yet? Have you finished touring the entire globe? Or I don't know where all you went, but I forget. I think you were in like Cambodia or something? Last you said. But I hope you had a good trip. It was sensational. Oh, that's good to hear. So West opens what looks like a weak no trump. 10 to 12. Indonesian Islands. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We get penalty double from North. I mean, North has the best hand at the table. 2 clubs, presumably like Capiletti style, I guess. Some sort of single-suited run-out. 2 diamonds by West. Basically asking, double by North should be takeout. And South comes in with 2 spades, which probably ends the auction. I mean, North has some stuff, but they're just balanced. Ooh, 2 no. I don't mind 2 no. North does have a source of tricks. So if their partner can offer some diamond help, they're hoping they have 5 clubs, an ace, the king of diamonds, that gets them up to 7. They're just looking for 2 tricks from the south hand. But it's definitely a bit aggressive. So we get the 7 of diamonds lead, 4th best. Declarer should probably put in the 10, I would think. Well, there is a possibility Declare picks up 5 club tricks. I don't think it's very likely. But if they do, they'll definitely make it. If Declare doesn't get 5 club tricks, so let's say the 10 of diamonds wins and Declare immediately just runs the 9 of clubs, which seems like a reasonable thing to do. What does the defense do? Obviously, a spade switch from East would be best, looking at all the hands. And East knows the diamond position, which is one thing that they have going for them. Maybe a heart switch is good enough at this point. You play a heart as long as you work out that the hearts are 4-3-3 around for West. You can just hang on to the heart suit. Declarer only has, what is it, 8 tricks? And they'll need to knock out the diamond ace to get their last trick. I suppose some of these positions can get very complex when a long suit gets run. So maybe the heart switch is difficult for the defense to find the right thing to do. Well, East does find a spade switch, which I think is going to work out quite nicely for the defense. Declare can't really afford to duck a spade, otherwise the defense can cash out for down 1. And they can set up a diamond, but West is always just going to hold on to the ace king of hearts and all of their good spades. I think I'm right about this. It's been a long week and my brain is a little fuzzy. So I'm pretty sure that Declare only has 8 tricks if they knock out the diamond ace right now. But I've been wrong before. Okay, so Declare does go after the club suit. East should, of course, pitch their diamonds. They know that they have no entries, and there's no reason to hold on to all of those cards. Otherwise, they might get end played and stuck into giving Declare the diamond queen or something at a later point. long tank from Declare about playing the only card that South can play, Seven of Clubs. Maybe. I don't know. Who is the Vugraph operator? It is BBO delayed Vugraph. I don't know who that is. Ooh, delayed. Interesting. Does that mean that we are behind the live play? Is that a common thing nowadays, that they delay all the Vugraph? Okay, looks like the Vugraph operator once again lost track of the play. But let's, is there an other table button here? No, we actually have to go back. That's okay. Here we are. I've gone back on my promise. I said I didn't want to watch Dinkin play, but here we are. So, other table was in 3 hearts making. We didn't see this board at the other table. I think we came in midway through board 13 or 14? 14, I believe. So I know Sam likes to play precision. I wonder if that's what one club is. Or if they just play one club. They're playing some sort of like unbalanced diamond or something like that. How are we doing in 2 spades? Well, if Declare is able to pull trumps, they're probably in good shape. South roughs this trick, and North-South do collect the ace of spades. Or so it seems. So it's going to be down 1, but that will be a small pickup for Dinkin, who, I guess after this board, the match will almost be tied. It's going to be 1 imp, right? 3 imp pickup on this one. And there is, I think, a big swing for Zhao in that 3-no making. Well, it might not be a big swing, but my guess is it's a plus position. Okay, just gonna concede the ace of trumps now. And we've got a fresh look at board 13, which we have not seen yet. Ooh. Yeah, so West opened a club with this hand, so I guess that means they are playing some sort of fancy type system, but it's not precision, obviously. West's hand is not good enough for a strong club. So the other table played in 1-no in the north, making 3 on this hand, which looks pretty reasonable. North-South have 22 highs between them. But they've missed a spade fit somehow? How do you miss a spade fit? Ah, well, if East opens a no trump, I think it should be easier for North-South to find a spade fit, or maybe South gets aggressive and doubles 1-no. I don't hate it. It's a little scary with North being a passed hand, though. I think if North was unpassed, South might be a little more attracted to double, despite being a little light on high cards for it, just because they have such good suits and an amazing opening lead. You know, you lead the king of spades or ace of spades or whatever your lead is from that holding, and then you can switch to hearts if necessary. How do North-South do in a spade contract? That's something to consider. It looks like the heart position is not very friendly. Also, both the club and diamond positions are not friendly for Declare, which means they probably don't make much. I would be surprised if South tried here. it does seem as if North is trying to indicate some values with this sequence. 2 diamonds, asking South to pick a suit, and then going back to 2 spades, saying I have an invite with spades. But North is a passed hand, and South should, take that into consideration. Maybe you could bump it a level, but I probably wouldn't go with the North hand. Your partner has showed both majors, and all of your high card points are in the minors, so your hand just doesn't fit very well with your partner. But we'll see what this player elects to do. I suppose if I did make a push as South, I would probably bid 3 clubs just to pattern out. The fact that I have shortness in diamonds doesn't really affect the opponent's opening lead. They're probably always leading a trump against this contract regardless. So telling them that I have a stiff diamond isn't really going to change the defense much. And they're going to see my hand immediately when I put the dummy down. So there's not a whole lot of help in concealing the diamond shortness. South is thinking about it. I really don't think I wouldn't think this long. It might depend a little bit on what North-South's opening style is. If they tend to be more heavy with their opening bids, then I could see a gentle invite here. But I think I would mostly just be content to, say we found our fit, let's try and go plus. The game is going to be thin on values, and it's not as if partner bid my 5-card major to show a good hand. But we'll see. There it is. Okay, there's the 3 club bid. I do like 3 clubs as opposed to something else. Again, okay, great. Like, the fact that South has 3 clubs opposite the king 4th and the singleton diamond opposite the ace makes North's hand a little better. But we kind of already knew this was coming, right? The partner was going to have a bunch of values in the majors and not much in the minors, and so North might have gotten a little carried away with this invite. We'll see if they can still make 3 spades after what I assume is going to be a trump lead. Jack of spades. Not that unreasonable to just lay down the jack here. I would probably be tempted to lead a low spade, but I can see arguments for why you might want to play the jack. I mean, one argument being, like, if your partner does have the spade queen, this might induce the opponents to misguess who has that card. As opposed to if you let a low spade and partner started with queen 3rd, it might go low, low, queen, king, declare hooks you for the jack, and you lose your spade trick. So what's declare going to do? If you lead the queen of hearts off dummy, West is going to have to hop up with the king. I mean, he doesn't have to, but it would be to their benefit to take the king of hearts. Hey, Brad. How's it going? Long time no see. My title is so wrong. I've been here for like 30 minutes and all I've done is cast the third quarter of action. I didn't expect it to be this slow, but I guess that's always the way things are towards the end of these big team events. It's not like 100% obvious that when South leads the Queen of Hearts, West should hop up with an honor, but I think it's pretty standard practice. The contingent is getting thinned in the Vandy. Yeah, who all's in? Do we have any crowd favorites who are still in? I actually just don't know who has played at all. This is my first look at any of the matches all week. So, I mean, what's Declare thinking about? Well, obviously they want to lead hearts, but they're thinking, should I lead a heart from the north hand or should I lead a heart from the south hand? I don't think it technically matters. As in, if East has the hoped for honor third of hearts, right? Like, if we lead the Queen of Hearts, again, West's best defense is to pop up with the King, and then we can rough two hearts to bring down the Ace Doubleton remaining. So I don't actually think it matters which hand we lead from. Like, you lead a diamond to the ace and a heart up, or you just lead the Queen of Hearts. It might feel more natural to lead a heart from the north hand and put East under some pressure, but I don't think it's actually the case. McAllister's still in. Yes, my first client ever, McAllister, is still in. Nick Jacob. I've never heard of Nick Jacob. But the last New Zealander. Cool. Well, I wish the other 5 members of their team good luck. No offense to John, but it always feels bad to get fired. This table is going incredibly slow. This is brutally slow. Okay, who are some of these players? Lin Hu, Chinese, the Chinese squad, and Ying Hao Lu. Nick's really good at bridge and hilarious. My sense is that from all of the like Australia, New Zealand area, that is mostly the case for like everyone that that plays bridge over there. At least that's been the vibe that I've gotten from most of the people that I've met. Who was that guy? Is Justin Howell? Is that the guy? Anyway, I think he was the Aussie guy that I almost teamed with for a spin gold one year. But he was loads of fun. We're still waiting on Declare to realize that the Queen of Hearts is the right play. I don't know if it's gonna matter. You know, I haven't spent any time calculating what happens next because I would think after the opponents won their heart trick and continue to trump. But I suppose we can consider what happens. Now, if West doesn't pop up with the King of Hearts, things are going to go really well for Declare. East wins the ace, returns a trump, ace of spades, jack of hearts for roughing finesse. I guess Declare's probably going to have to just then go like pull the last trump, heart, heart, throwing East in. East will have to lead a minor suit. Has Mets Ninja dropped into chat? That's also Nikki J. I have no idea who Nikki J is, but no, I don't think so. Or at least they haven't showed up to chat. Okay, we do get the Queen of Hearts running around to East Ace. All right, Matt's next story. So we have a 4-1, 4-4, 13 count. First seed unfavorable. Opens a diamond. 1 heart from McAllister. 1 spade from Nick. 3 hearts from John. 3 hearts from John who? Anyway, 3 no trump. Pass a double. Plus 1,400. Zach was very angry at Nick. I assume this is Zach Grossack. He had also violently misdefended board 1 on the whole day against McAllister, so Nick said, "Keep it up, buddy. One of these sets you're bound to start with a good board." Alright, we can see the kind of impact that not hopping up with Heart King has for the defense. Now Declare is kind of in control of what's going on. Maybe it's safest to just ruff a heart, pull the last trump, and then play the Jack of Hearts to knock out the king. Unfortunately, this does put the wrong player on lead. That being West. No, I would take the heart ruffing finesse. It seems safe enough anyway, right? Like, what does roughing a heart low help you with? I guess if the Ace-King doubleton comes down or something. So Jack of Hearts covered, ruffed. Unfortunately for Declare, they can't get back to the south hand to ruff another heart immediately. And if they do something like Ace of Diamonds Diamond, that's going to tap them out. So they will have to essentially give up a heart trick to East-West. So spade to the king. I believe we can afford 2 diamond pitches from North on these tricks. But maybe Declare wants to pitch a club. And what is East to do? No matter what, they have to break a minor suit and to give Declare 2 minor suit tricks, which will be enough to make it. The 10 of diamonds should be pretty telling, though. East must know what's going on in the diamond suit. Which doesn't really help him. He's pretty sure at this point the North, who turned up with 0 high cards and hearts, 0 high cards and spades, and only 4 card trump support, and yet invited game, must have the missing Ace, Queen of Diamonds, King of Clubs. This is definitely the point where I would just face my hand and claim. I guess if East goes like Ace of Clubs club, you can end up with an over trick. Or if West plays the Queen of Clubs, you can also end up with an over trick. Fair enough. No reason to claim against a sponsor. I get it. I don't think Jacob should have let this happen, but it's understandable. He was still hopeful that maybe the king and queen of clubs were switched, I guess. He would still need a little bit more for his club return to work out. Only one imp difference. So was that hand going down if West had popped the king of hearts? I'm not sure. But it would have made Declare's life a little bit more complicated. That's definitely true. Oh, this is the board we've seen. Yeah, from my perspective, 3-0 East-West is a monster result on this hand. Both because technically South can lead a heart and beat the contract, I think. Pretty sure. Pretty sure about that. Not 100% convinced, but in practice, I think the heart lead would beat it. Wow, both East selected to bid in no trump. Maybe I'm crazy. I would have just bid 2 diamonds as East. My hand looks like garbage. I don't have a fit for partner's presumed heart suit. And I mean, the only good feature about my hand is I have a spade stopper, I guess. Maybe that's why both players chose a no trump. It just feels a little light. East regretting his choice of the 1 no trump bid earlier. At least it seems that way to me. Now he runs to 3 diamonds. West bids 3 now. Oh my god. Well, it seems like the contract has been duplicated. You're with me, you also like 2 diamonds. Yeah. Now will we see a small spade lead? This auction's a bit different than the one at the other table. At the other table, West just jumped to 3-0 over 2 hearts. Which seems very sensible, IMO. I almost think that this 2-0 bid is pick a minor based on East's response, because like, how could 3 diamonds ever be the right thing to do if you believed in your 1-0 bid the first time? You would just pass 2-0, right? Be like, I have a sub-minimum, partner invited, I'm done. No, we get the same spade lead. So Declare probably going to start the same way as they did at the other table. Diamond, king, ace. I wonder if North should be false carding on this trick. Probably, especially on this auction where we know that East has diamond length. I don't see any reason for North to give honest count in the diamond suit. So once again, Declare might not be convinced that king is singleton. But now I can talk about the other line of play that I was thinking might have actually come up at some point. Oh my god, it's like super dark in here. I just realized. Here, let me turn my light up a little bit. Is that better? That's a little better. Yeah, it's a little better now. Wow, the 5 of diamonds. What an awful, awful play. Right? Like, we 100% lead the 9 of diamonds there. Maybe Declare did. I will pause judgment on that one. But if diamonds were 3-2, you definitely want 2 diamond entries to take 2 club hooks if possible. Declare is not slowing down enough for me to get involved with the line of play of exit a spade at some point, which does have merit. I mean, the merit being that if South runs 4 rounds of spades, then you have chances to squeeze someone later in the play. But at this point, once Declare has squandered their only hand entry, there's no real gain from exiting spade at this point. So they just have to hope for the king doubleton of clubs to come down, and it does. Okay, push board. Please don't tell me they also play a spade at this table. Like, the other table reached this position in 3-0 and exited a spade, at least according to the VuGraph operator, which blows my mind. Okay, Declare to just claim the ace-king of hearts. On to the last board of the set. And then probably a short break, but my guess is that we will be following this match once again in the 4th quarter. So here we go. South gonna pass. At the other table, they were playing a weak no trump, and West opened a no trump, which North kind of just like took that and forced their way into 3-0, with South showing no positive encouragement. Which seems insane to me, but that is what happened. So will we see an opening bid from West? I mean, I would open this hand favorable in any seat, playing imps. 4-4 in the majors, 2 good suits. You really want to get involved in the auction when you have 4 card majors. Because if you don't, there's no real way for you to find your 4-4 major suit fits. But this West elects to pass. North opens a no trump. East doubles? Oh, what? Well, there's 0 chance that South bid 3 diamonds. So let's wait until we get some undos to figure out what's going on. Do we think it went 1-no 3 diamonds double? Double is spicy by South. I don't think we could. Pass is 10 to 12? Hold on. Hold on. No. Okay, can we get the real auction on the... I think what happened is it went a no 3 diamonds. Okay, but pass can't actually be alerted as 10 to 12. Oh, you think West opened a mini no trump? Ah, okay. They don't have undos? Why don't they have undos? This is VuGraph. What? Oh my god. Hopefully they tell us what the final contract is. Okay, so let's speculate. It went a no trump double by North. 3 diamonds preemptive, it looks like. That's an interesting bid. At any other colors, I would be terrified of making that 3 diamond bid. Oh no. Well, West is not playing 3 spades. So we think what happened is the auction actually went 1 no double, 3 diamonds, pass double, pass 3 spades. Pass 3 no. Okay, am I crazy? Both Norths just forced to 3 no trump, having heard no positive encouragement from their partner. Is that just how you play bridge? You pick up a balanced 18 count and you're like, well, partner might have nothing, but I guess we're playing in 3-0. They're doing some weird delayed broadcast of Vugraph. Forgot to check that the undos actually worked on the delay. Play a few cards, then claim the correct score. Well, if the contract is played in the other direction, we might have an issue. I think this hand could make. We're very likely to get the same diamond lead. So what, is the 10 of diamonds going to hold trick 1 now? So I expect these to have led a diamond, which makes sense. South winning with the 10. South probably takes the same club hook. And then it might depend on what East returns. In good news, undos should work from quarter forward onwards. They notice the issue. How do you know they notice the issue? Is there some post about it on like Bridge Winners or something? Or it hasn't been a problem up until now. And then in the quarterfinals, they finally wanted an undo. All of the Vugraph operators were perfect up to this point. Well, I am curious about the result, but I don't think we're going to get any help by watching the rest of this hand play out. So we'll check back in with the scores. Dinkin currently down 2. So if this board is a push at 3-0 down 1, that will be the score going into the fourth quarter. 15 boards to play. Whoa. What all happened here? Wolfson was ahead, right? So I think they have the names flipped. Oh yeah, they definitely have the names flipped. McAllister's north over here. Jan was talking on the other broadcast, and they're broadcasting now, the table being a bit slow. Yeah. So scores are backwards, which means Wolfson is still ahead. My boy Joe Boo, playing with his regular partner Brad Moss. And who is this? Nick Jacob. Doesn't even have a picture. Four spades undoubled down 1 versus four spades doubled down 2. Oh, but this is going to be a huge disaster because they have the everyone reversed. What a shit show this is. I hope that this is just due to the delay. Hey, we got I was just mentioning this, but we have a commentator here. Good news about the undo, but bad news about the running score. Yeah, so Wolfson was up whatever, and these scores are reversed at this point. So it looks like Wolfson has picked up another 6 imps since the set started, which means they would be 32 up. The WBF bio has this big grin. Okay, hold on. I need to look into this. Is it a C or a K? I forgot. It's a C. Oh yeah, no, that's lovely. Look at this guy. Beautiful. Well, I mean, almost well-groomed beard. Looks like there's a little, could use a bit of a touch-up. But there he is, playing with John McAllister. So I'll hang out here for a minute. Maybe I should put something up to let people know what the score is. Let's do this. So what are they actually at? They are, well, I said the difference was 32. So McAllister has picked up 6 this set instead of 12, so they should be at 86, no, 84. And it's Wolfson has picked up 12 instead of 6, so they're at 116. Okay, let's just make the team names a little smaller. Boom. Well, sure. There we go. That's a beautiful job, if I've ever done so myself. So, what's going on this hand? People got to 4 spades. Is that a good contract? 1 no, 2 no. There was a double of 3 hearts. And it seems like Declare can take a heart hook to pitch their club loser. So they should just be losing 1 trump from here. Maybe Brad will... Yeah, I was going to say he might play the spades this direction, thinking that South is short in diamonds, and... Does that make sense? Did I do that correctly? No, I didn't do that correctly. Whatever. He took his 10 tricks. Spades were 3-2. 11 tricks even. 11 tricks. So we got a push board. That's good news. I don't have to update the score. Ah, finally. People who claim. Claiming is important, kids. I do think I will jump back over to the other match because it's a little bit closer. No. I always enjoy a good McAllister shellacking, so I think we should stick with this. Also, I like watching Joe and Brad play. They're super entertaining. And we can also root for South. You know, I hope that South plays very well this set. So, old McAllister. So I assume no one knows this, but I wasn't just McAllister's first pro that he hired. I was his first bridge partner ever. He had never played the game before, the first time that we played. And he was frequently doing stuff like preempting 2 spades on these kind of hands, so maybe he should just move to New Zealand. I think he would fit in very well. But he's grown up. My baby boy has grown up, and now he has stopped preempting on Jack 5th. Vulnerable. At least this time. So Joe and Brad, I believe, tend to play different systems and different seats and vulnerabilities. I'm not certain that's true anymore, but at least they used to. So I think they used to play precision when the opponents were vulnerable. And that could be what's going on here. 1 diamond is precision style. 9 to 15, I like it. So a diamond, a heart, 2 hearts, 2 spades. Seems to be asking 3 hearts, probably 4 with a minimum. Yeah. And Joe puts it in 4 hearts. Which looks like a pretty good contract. I mean, especially on this diamond lead, if Declare guesses the suit. Declare does have a lot of guesses on this hand. Trump suit is not one of them, but diamond suit, club suit. He does put in the 9. I mean, at this point, the safest play might even just be to go after clubs. Knock out both the ace and queen of clubs and take the rest. Lose 2 clubs and a spade. You could kind of like fool around with the diamond and spade suits before you do this, but I think this seems safest. And you have a chance if you guess the clubs. You might get an over trick. Long think for the over trick here. He guesses wrong. But now it should be a quick claim, I would imagine. I mean, maybe not. The defense isn't cashed out yet. So club to the ace. And there's 10 tricks. So game made feels to be a likely push, I think. You know, East did have 11, and it's not like a great 11 count, but everyone's going to be opening that hand in this field. So, board 22. Score in the top left is, well, I'm trying to keep it updated. Luckily, we've had 2 push boards in a row. But the names are backwards on the VU graph. And so I'm assuming the third quarter scores are correct, but I am getting some info from our table commentators that it's possible that there was an incorrect score in quarter 3. So East passes, South passes. I guess we were about to find out if they were playing precision, but yeah, this is what I remember they used to play years ago, back when I was still competing. And so it looks like they have the same thing. They play precision when the opponents are vulnerable, 2/1 when the opponents are not vulnerable. So 2 clubs by West, 22 highs just balanced, 2 diamonds, 2 no, 3 clubs, I guess Stamen. I've been told that Stamen is more popular than Puppet nowadays over 2 no. Or maybe they have some sort of fancy system. So 3 spades denying 4 hearts. 3 no by East. Diamond lead does make sense against this auction, but it's kind of going to help Declare out. They'll set up their 2 diamond tricks and have the King of Hearts as an entry. So it seems like Declare is going to have 2 diamonds, 3 clubs, 3 hearts, and a spade if he can get all of them. What happens if South wins the ace of diamonds and puts the jack of spades on the table, I wonder? It's probably safe. I think everything's safe to do. As long as Declare ducks a round of spades at some point, he can lose at most 2 spades, a diamond, and a club. Like, he'll, duck the jack of spades maybe, win the second round with the ace, go ace of clubs, queen of clubs, knocking out the king of clubs. South wins, puts another spade through, but when it goes queen, king, North is out of spades. So all he has to do is avoid playing the queen of spades on one of these tricks. We might see a long tank on the third round of spades, because it's possible the spade suit is just blocked. Maybe South started with Jack 10-9, and so when Declare wins the ace of spades now, goes ace queen of clubs, South wins and puts the 10 of spades on the table. Joe might, put his hands on his head, and start thinking, do I need to duck this to block the suit? Do I need to pop up with the queen in case South is trying to get me with king jack 10-9? Little does he know both plans are going to work. Whoa. Maybe this is okay. I haven't really thought it through. Because Declare now can set up an extra spade trick, because the suit is splitting. So if North returns a spade, then West does get to set up a long spade. That's not as many tricks as he was setting up in clubs, though. Probably still okay. But I wonder if this was the best plan. I don't know. I trust Joe. Maybe he got a read at the table that he felt like South had the king of spades, and Joe's reads tend to be pretty good, so I'm not going to fault him for that. My guess is it was probably percentage to take the line I suggested. Win the ace of spades, go ace of clubs, queen of clubs. If North has the king of clubs, your queen of spades is protected and you don't have to worry. You just have 9 tricks. And if South has the king of clubs, then you might need to guess the spade suit, or you might need it to be working for you. But anyway, so spade to the queen and king. I suppose, again, if North... Well, now that he's pitched a club from the dummy... Can North just, exit a heart? Thanks for tuning in, Allie. See you later. There's nothing the defense can actually do on this hand. The king of club, the club hook is working, and if anything else goes wrong, North does get squeezed in the red suits. So it's not as if Declare is likely to go down. I'm just trying to find a line that is testing. And for whatever reason, I just think this queen of spades play led to a lot of complications, but maybe I'm wrong about that. So how many tricks does Declare have off the top? They have 3 hearts, a club, 2 diamonds, and Well, one spade for now, but could set up a second spade. Maybe Joe is hoping to squeeze someone? Like, for example, let's say North actually happened to have the 10-8 of spades, like the spades were flipped. If North played back the 10 of spades, West could duck again, pitching another club. And let's suppose North once again passively exits a spade. Joe can basically come down to a stiff club and dummy. King 4th of hearts and Queen 10 3rd of diamonds. He can cash the King of diamonds before playing his 5th spade. North is going to get squeezed out of their heart length, more or less. And then he can run a bunch of hearts and play the Queen of diamonds, squeezing South in the round suits. So maybe he was hoping to play this as some sort of double squeeze. I'm not sure. Anyway, North finds what I think is probably the most testing defense of a heart continuation. Because now West has to decide which black suit he's setting up. He goes after spades, so he's going to pitch a club and continue another spade. North throwing a diamond, he pitches another club, and now South puts a club throw. Oh! Well, okay then. So now we get to see this this kind of double squeeze thing in action that maybe Joe was playing for this all along. I mean, it's not... I kind of discounted it because I think I just really like the line of play that I had mentioned at the start. You know, ace, queen of clubs. Well, after winning the ace of spades on the second round. But now Joe's going to cash the 5 of spades. He knows North is holding on to the jack of diamonds, and he probably has diamond count on the hand. So North can't pitch a diamond. He has to keep both of his hearts, and therefore he's going to have to discard his club. So Joe will be able to discard the 10 of diamonds from dummy, play heart to the king. At this point, he'll have a full count on North's hand once he cashes the queen of diamonds, so he'll know the club hook is just working. North, in this case, was effectively triple squeezed. But if North had more clubs and fewer hearts, North basically is getting squeezed down to a singleton club on the 5 of spades play. I wonder why it's taking him so long to play that card. Maybe he's just going back over in his mind, you know, like, am I sure North started with 5 diamonds? So he'll throw the 10 of diamonds now that that card has used up its value. He plays a heart over and cashes the diamond queen, but, you know, now that he sees North started with a stiff club and has pitched it, he knows the club hook is working and can make his 9 tricks. So, I mean, well done making the contract, ultimately. Obviously, South could have been more testing on the hand. When they won the 4th round of spades, they could have just pushed a club through. And then Joe actually does have an issue. Because if the hearts were 3-3, he already has his 9 tricks, so he wouldn't need to risk the club finesse in that case. But South was not really up to the task, I guess. Anyway, 3 pushes in a row. I haven't had to update the score. This is wonderful. So, other table has caught up. They have played in 3-0, making 4. It looks like a reasonable spot to reach. I mean, East has like an 11 count, West has 16. Ooh. Interesting. So I would have expected them to play precision in this seat, but maybe in second seat they don't. I've kind of forgotten how their system goes, or maybe they've tweaked it a bit. But so this one spade opener is standard. Could still have a pretty big hand, which he does. Spade and no trump, 2 hearts. And what does East do over 2 hearts? We could see 2-0, or honestly even 3-0. Yeah, we could see 3 diamonds as well if East wants to show what his hand actually looks like. So this is their way to show an invitational hand with diamonds. I know a lot of people in 2/1, or at least the old style 2/1, used to be like 1 of a major, 3 of a minors invitational. But I guess these guys have a different use for that bid. Which I kind of like. I don't really see any reason why you should take up all this space for, essentially a very, very thin target, which is that you're making exactly 3 of the minor and not 1 no trump. But anyway. So Joe definitely going to kick it into 3-0, I have to imagine. I mean, King Doubleton of Diamonds looks excellent in 3 aces. He probably expects to just have 9 top tricks most of the time, which he does here. Opening lead will be a club against this auction. None of this robot nonsense where South leads their high spade against 3-0. I wonder if, because like some of these bids in this auction have felt like the tempo isn't exactly right. Like, why would South ever be thinking over 3 diamonds? They wouldn't. Why would West be thinking about whether or not to bid 3-0? He wouldn't. Why is North thinking here? Well, maybe there's like a little bit of reason for North to think. He might expect that a spade lead is their best chance to beat this. But yeah, I would be very concerned about my lack of high cards and the fact that I don't have diamonds. Yeah, that feels kind of like deserved. But he has nowhere to run. I mean, you can't just pull to 4 clubs. So what is this score? I mean, now we are going to see a spade lead, which... I mean, it seems as if Declare should only get 9 tricks, but maybe that's not true. Yeah, in a spade lead, you can win the ace and play a heart to the 9, basically. Collect an extra trick in the heart suit. It's a little scary, but yeah, I mean, like, maybe you do all of this stuff and then after running diamonds. I'm not sure how much the overtrick's worth it. It's 400 points, redoubled vulnerable. But it might not be worth a lot of imps, because they're already picking up 9 if they just make this. That's going to be 370? Is that 9? I think it's 9. So the over trick would be, 4 or 5 imps. VuGraph operator tells us that East is thinking. Wait, why is East thinking? Oh no, did Joe redouble for rescue? Oh. Disaster. Disaster has struck. I mean, not really. They're going to bid and make a game, but they could have collected a huge penalty. I suppose one of the things going through Brad's head is there's no reason to blow, what are they at, 32 imps. I have to look at my Streamlabs to tell me the score. There's no reason to risk the 32 imp lead. So, pull to something that you expect to make. He thought he was making 4 hearts. It's a little scary though. He knows that they might be in a 4-3 heart fit. Yeah, and 5 diamonds is no picnic on a trump lead either. If he doesn't set up an extra trick somewhere, then he's at risk of losing a heart and 2 clubs. Unfortunately for the defense, the double of 3-no kind of gave away the spade position. So Declare knows not to try and rough out the spade suit. That's not going to work for him. So what do? We could try low club. If North has the king of clubs, he might be afraid of ducking. And, in that case, we might be able to rough our club loser in the dummy. Alternatively, we could hope to play on hearts right now. The thing I like about a club, or a low club, is one, it starts rectifying the count for a potential squeeze. Maybe North actually happens to have spades and hearts, and we need to squeeze them in those suits. So ducking a club immediately is going to help towards that. But also there was just this possibility of misdefense. Anyway, Brad has elected to pull trumps, which honestly is reasonable. He's probably just hoping that the hearts come in at this point. I think Brad is a technical player. This is not how I would play the heart suit, but Brad's going to work out whether or not it's better. Because he's always going to make, if hearts are 3-3, he needs to work out the 4-2 heart splits and what he can do about that. And it's way more likely North has 4 hearts, I think, given the 4-1 diamond division. Maybe not entirely clear, since he knows that spades are 5-2 or 6-1. Just based on the auction. But he's probably going to work out, is it more likely to go king of hearts, heart to the ace, and drop South's queen or jack doubleton, or to go heart to the ace, heart to the 9, to pick up North's queen jack fourth? Those are probably the 2 things that he's considering right now. I think it is technically better, well, we can count, right? So how many honor doubletons can South have? There's 2 potential honors and 4 potential small cards, so there's 8 of those. And out of 4 small cards, choosing 2 of them, there's only 6 combinations. So it's a little bit better to go King of Hearts, Heart to the Ace, just percentage-wise. Brad does kind of need to weigh this in, though, with the fact that North made this double of 3-0 earlier in the play. And having played enough against John at this point, I would have to imagine, maybe he has a sense that John might double on a hand looking like this. But I think a lot of players might expect North's hand to be more heavily major suit oriented. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brad went for the line of play, heart to the ace, heart to the 9. Because that might look a bit more reasonable from North's perspective, right? Like the fact that you have spades locked down is nice against 3-0, but if you have no control whatsoever in the other suits, how do you know that Declare isn't just going to win the ace of spades and rattle off 9 top tricks, right? Which is exactly what would have happened here. So I think a hand with like Queen Jack 4th of hearts, King Queen 10, 5th of spades, stiff diamond and 3 clubs to, well, I'm not sure that the club honors necessarily matter, but 3 clubs would look maybe a bit more appealing for the double of 3-0. Still probably not worthwhile enough. But let's see what Brad does. Definitely thinking about it. One of the reasons why I liked ducking a club earlier is that the opponents, when they won that club trick, would have been forced to continue trumps because you still had this threat of a club roughened dummy looming. Now, if Brad is having second thoughts about his line of play and wants to try and rectify the count for some sort of squeeze, ducking a club now isn't really going to help. The opponents aren't forced to return a trump like they otherwise would have been. So South could win the club and just play a club back, or win the club and switch to spades, knocking out some entries between the hands. So I'm pretty sure Brad is going to play on hearts at this point, and it's just up to him whether or not he wants to. Well, I say that. This feels like a weird way to go about it, but it probably doesn't matter much. Maybe it was just an oversight that he could have played a heart to the ace and a heart to the 9. If he just lost to a stiff heart honor, he's going to be kicking himself afterwards. Well, now we're in the tank once again. Now it does kind of seem clear to duck a club. Just cash the club ace, rough a spade back to hand, play the last diamond, and hope that things work out for you. At least you'll squeeze South if South has 4 hearts. He probably suspects the Jack of Clubs is a working threat card. All right, 1 imp. Oh, gotta update the scorecard. So McAllister picks up an imp for his cheeky double. Wait. Wait, now it says 1 imp to east-west McAllister. Uh-oh. Oh, something has really gone wrong for the scorekeepers over at VooGraph, because now this says east-west McAllister here at the table, but the scoreboard over here says north-south McAllister, and McAllister is just collecting imps for both directions. It's like they're playing against themselves. You can never lose if you play against yourself. Someone has to win the match. Now we have a bit of a delay. Alright, I'm going to sneak a peek at the scores of the other matches. So Zhao Dinkin is still very close. We'll probably want to jump over to that shortly. Alright, let's just do that. I want to get rid of this obviously very impressive piece of artwork that I put up on the screen. But that can that can go away now. We don't need it anymore. Hopefully we have the right scores for these matches. So Dinkin versus Zhao. Dinkin is up by 2. And this is the only close match that we have currently running. Obviously, any team is still in it. I think most of the matches are within like 2 slam swings of one team overtaking the lead, but 2 slam swings is a lot. So what's going on here? 1 club by east. It looks like we do have a precision pair on our hands. That's pretty frequent from a lot of the Asian countries, especially China. So it looks like this east-west pair is playing some sort of precision thing. A club by east, 3 natural clubs by south. 3 hearts west looks like a transfer. And transfer advances, I think, are pretty common in precision, at least in very practiced partnerships, but you do want to be on the same page about them. And north raises to 4 clubs. I honestly like what north-south are doing. They might have bit off a bit more than they can chew. But if they can get away with all of this preemption, then maybe they keep east-west out of making slam. Maybe they force them up a little too high. So 4 spades by east. South absolutely has to pass. I don't even think there's a question about it. You've done your job. Yeah, you're 6-5, but your 3 club preempt already showed a good hand, and you only have a 6 card trump suit, as well as it's not even a solid 6 card trump suit. So no reason for South to continue being aggressive. And North, of course, is quite happy that they didn't get doubled in 4 clubs, I believe. But maybe South is thinking about it. I'm still not sure about the pauses, given the VooGraph status. Pass, pass, pass. We get a diamond lead. Makes a ton of sense. I mean, if South is able to get a diamond ruff, that might be their best shot at beating the contract. Get a ruff, take the club ace, and then hope that you either come to a slow heart trick or that partner has a spade trick over there. So after this lead, Declare should have no trouble coming to 11 tricks. Probably pitches a heart and tries to set up the 3rd round of hearts, or 4th round of hearts, I mean, before taking a club finesse. That is after pulling trumps. So we'll probably see something like King of Spades, Jack of Spades, Queen of Diamonds pitching a heart, 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 ruff, club to the king. I think that's exactly what we're going to see, in fact. Well, I mean, East now knows the hearts are not splitting. Like, South can't have... I guess South could have an 8-card club suit, right? They could be 1-3, 1-8. Okay, but now East knows the hearts are not splitting. So, this is where you just put your hand on the table and ask who has the club ace. Or you could spend an extra, like, 3 minutes playing the board out. That's also possible. I guess the other table is a little behind. A little bit behind. Who is playing at the other table? I'm actually... Let's see if I can figure this out without exiting. Is this Christian Lehrman? That name sounds vaguely familiar. And Asaf? No chance that I'm going to pronounce this, but from Israel. And then another Chinese pair, it looks like. But the sponsors seem to be out for both teams. Ooh, my table. Whoa! Just as I flip back, a big result comes in. Okay, so at the other table, there was no preemption whatsoever, and East-West just blasted their way into 6 spades. Huh. Okay, I think East overvalued their hand on the auction. 1 no, 2 hearts, 2 spades. So it was just a transfer auction. But South, we can see here, comes in with 3 clubs. And once that happens, East has to know their King Doubleton of clubs is not playing. So West splinters 4 diamonds, and yes, that's a slam try. It makes East's hand look pretty good with a bunch of controls. I'm okay with the 4 heart cue, but West signs off in 4 spades. You know, I would say effectively denying a club control, and that should really make East believe that their hand is no good. So 4 no seems ambitious from there, and then 5 clubs, 5 diamonds asking about the trump queen, also, you know, going a bit overboard. So big 11-imp swing to Zhao. Board 19 here, pass 2 diamonds, looks like I'll come up with something, give me a minute. I guess it's like multi? Like a weak 2 in either major? It doesn't feel very weak, so that's why I'm a little confused by it, because North just has an opening hand. Like, North has a very normal 1 heart opener. Okay, well, 2 diamonds double, 3 hearts feels like a lot of hearts. I don't know. I'm not sure I really understand the 2 diamond bid. Okay, well, we're here now. So East-West got to 4 spades. we will see a heart to the queen, and probably a trump through. The thing is, North knows that like switching into trumps isn't gonna do wonders for their side. North probably strongly suspects the club suit is good enough. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it in third seat that like white on red you want to preempt, but like what are you preempting them out of with a 2-heart bid? You're preempting them out of their club fit? Okay, I mean, I get it. This hand just doesn't feel like the right kind of hand to preempt. You know, if they have spades, they're still going to get there. But yeah, maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. I mean, what else do you do though? You just have to switch to trumps. You can't like play back hearts and think that that's going to be good defense, tapping the dummy. You obviously can't switch to clubs and diamonds. I don't know, can partner have the diamond ace and like a spade trick, like the queen of spades? Probably. Okay, I said you can't play a heart back tapping the dummy, but North disagrees with me. Well, I'm not going to say that this makes things really awkward for Declarer. Declarer could just like play this hand on a cross ruff, basically. Like diamond to the ace, heart ruff, club to the king, heart ruff. Start cashing minor suit tricks and go from there. Looks like that's what's happening. Do we ever cash the king of diamonds and the ace of clubs before a club to the king? Maybe. Declarer is going to spend 5 minutes thinking about it, and then we'll get our answer. Yeah, like the scare, if we don't cash one of our minor suit tricks, is that South gets to pitch from that suit. And then when we try to cash it later, South roughs in. Because we know South is pitching on the third round of hearts. But I wouldn't be that worried about it. You know, where are the odds that South has a doubleton in one of the minors? Probably unlikely. Anyway, I mean, in which case, like, it's probably just safe to go king of diamonds, ace of clubs, club. Or whatever order we want to play those cards in. Ace of clubs, king of diamonds, club. Or we could do it this way. This isn't so bad, actually. You know, with the known 5-3 heart division, right? East probably expects North, who turned up with ace, king, queen of hearts, to have no more high cards. Little do they know. So now it just kind of seems safe, right? As long as the spades are splitting, Declarer gets to cross to the club king, play the queen of spades, and then just play clubs off the top, pitching their heart. North-South are going to get another spade trick, but that'll be it. How awesome would it have been if South produced another heart right now? I guess that's impossible based on the trick one play, but I think that personally would have been amazing. declare once again long in the tank. I don't know what they could possibly be thinking about. Like, I understand if you want to play a club to the king and cash the queen of spades and then think, because if whoever has the third spade has 3 trumps, or, well, let's rewind the tapes on that one. If whoever has the third spade has a singleton club, you do risk going down. Like if North had a stiff club with all the same stuff, you go club to the king, queen of spades, club, North roughs in and cashes a heart. But there's nothing you can do about that. North always gets in. Okay. So, yeah, I don't understand thinking about this at all. Anyway, we'll let the old people think. Presumably, we're just going to see them pull around to trumps and then pitch their heart loser, but the other table did bid and make 4 spades on this one. I am growing more and more concerned. Like, okay, here's the thing, right? If the line of play club to the king, what is this? That was incredibly risky. Does Declare not see that they can just pitch their heart loser? Oh my. I'm trying to come up with something that East is thinking about, but I'm not seeing it. So what I was going to say is, like, if the line club to the king doesn't work, right? Club to the king, pull trumps, and then just run clubs pitching the heart. What's the alternative? Well, if the opponents were getting a club ruff, they would have gotten one already, right? Like, South could have just led from a 6-card club suit if clubs are 6-5, 2-0 around the table. Declare is still in the tank? Like, they might just not see it. They might think they need to exit a trump here. Okay, they figured it out. They figured it out. But yeah, that was incredibly risky playing a 3rd round of diamonds. If North was able to rough in with a singleton trump, then you're just going down. All right. Push board. Let's see what board 20 brings. So we got 11 boards to play. We think the scores are accurate. So Zhao is up by 9 over Dinkin. It is slow going. I thought normally for ViewGraph broadcasts, like once one board is over, the next board just instantly gets loaded in because the boards are pre-dealt. They already have the board in front of them. All right, here we go. West. looks like they have some sort of heart preempt, and they get to open their hand 2 hearts. North, 13 count, just has to pass. Not really enough to overcall 2-no. So East will pass. And what do we do with South? You could balance 2 spades, thinking that like Queen 10 third of hearts is not really a great value on this hand. If you wanted to put some weight towards that Queen of Hearts, you could balance with 2-no, I guess. Or you could start with a double. I think I would just, oh man, what would I do? I would probably just bid 2 spades. Oh, he likes 2-no. And North is going to be very happy to raise this. King third of hearts is a great holding, as well as just North has a complete maximum. I would lead a club or a spade as West, for sure. I suppose I would probably try a spade. You know, neither opponent seems interested in bidding spades. But that's not going to work out too well for West here. I think a club has some merit. You know, you have stronger clubs, so you just need less from your partner to make the club lead worthwhile. But West, maybe expected, does lead a spade at trick 1. And so how is Declare going to do in this contract? They made 12 tricks at the other table, which feels like a lot of tricks. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a lot of tricks when the clubs come home. So I guess it's possible the defender at the other table went with the Queen of Clubs lead? Oh, no. North was declaring. Got it. So South probably found a spade bid at some point in the auction, and North just tried 3-no. I mean, off the top, Declare has 5 spades, 2 hearts, 2 clubs, and 2 diamonds. I wouldn't... That's not the right card. That is... Let's get that undo going. Oh my god, look at this. We got the undo. Amazing. So now Declare can take the heart hook if they want. Declare is probably just going to try the diamond hook. That's my opinion. When the diamond hook loses, they can claim 11 tricks. Yeah, here we go. They're not going to pray for this miracle club position where they actually have 3 club tricks. Both opponents going to be a little shocked when Declare turns up with the 5-card spade suit on this auction, but alright, there we go. That should end the play. And this will be one more imp to Zhao, who will take a 10-imp lead with 10 boards to play. Ooh, lots of distribution on this one. And by that, I mean, I guess I looked at West's hand first. I was drawn in by the 5-5 in the minors. So we'll see how aggressive North-South elect to be. North does not open their hand in first seat. I mean, it's a flat 10 for 3-3. I wouldn't expect them to. But maybe East is thinking about preempting. Favorable. He doesn't. And South probably going to open a spade would be my guess. But I could see a no trump. If they're playing, if that's in their no trump range. You know, treat the 4 small hearts as just like a 3 small suit. So a spade, 2 no trump by West. And what do we do as North? If they have a way to distinguish between like a 3 and 4 card limit raise, they might do that. But I think most people don't. Oh. North elects to just bid 3 spades. It's not crazy. I mean, I did say before, North has just this awful, like, 4-3-3 type hand, but the really nice thing about being a passed hand is that, like, you can't get your partner too excited. So if North makes a limit raise, South isn't going to look at their hand and be like, oh, maybe partner has this, like, 4x110 count. No, they would have opened that in first seed. So I think I would have preferred that with North's cards. Like, the Jack of Clubs is not a great card, but the King of Diamonds is likely fine. Ace, Queen, 4th of Hearts is a good side suit, and the spade support. Anyway, South did have enough extras to just blast the game himself. And West is on lead. Jack of Diamonds is a pretty normal lead. I mean, just, you know, you don't want to lead trumps. You would prefer to get a ruff if you could, and you don't really want to lead away from the Ace, Queen, 5th of clubs. I was curious, though, if West might lead a low club. Like, if East happened to have the King, Jack of clubs, then West could get 2 ruffs. That might be their best way of beating the contract. Like, again, this is imps, right? We don't care if the contract makes with a bunch of over tricks. We just care about trying to come up with a reasonable layout of the cards where we can actually collect enough defensive tricks to beat them. But maybe the heart suit is going to be Declare's downfall. Now, South is going to get a heads up. You know, at this point, once he pulls the last trump, he's going to know that West started with a heart void, given the 2-no overcall. Oh, look at that. The other table managed to find their way into 4 hearts. I wonder what South's thinking about. Because if he's hoping to, like, preserve this Queen of Spades as an entry to hand, he would need those entries to do something. And that just doesn't seem likely to be working here. Okay. So 2 options. I think one line of play actually makes this. I believe if South just starts banging top clubs out of his hand, he's going to make this contract. Is that true? Oh, maybe we're an entry to dummy short. Yeah, maybe we're an entry short. But I was thinking if South was able to play 3 rounds of clubs pitching heart, go King of Diamonds, Diamond Ruff, he would then be in prime position to exit a heart to East End playing them into giving up a natural heart trick. But maybe we're just shy. So it looks as if Declarer just needs to set up the heart suit, you know, collect 2 tricks, give up 2 hearts, and then hope to guess the club suit, which he cannot do. But this should just be down 1. Presumably. And so that will still be a pickup for Dinkin, because the other table did go down 2 in their game. I guess I would argue that North-South got to the better game at the other table. They just happened to play in the trump suit that went 5-0 as opposed to the one that went 3-2. So South's probably running through these possibilities in his head. You know, like, I had suggested this line of just lead clubs out of hand, but you lead a club, West wins and plays another diamond, and that's the real killer here, because that strips the king of diamonds as an entry. You can play another club, West wins again and plays another round of diamonds, you get tapped. If you were able to cash the jack of clubs from the dummy at this point, you could make it, but you can't get over to dummy to cash that jack of clubs without breaking the heart suit open, and that's going to destroy the end play mechanism. But, you know, then again, South probably suspects that West, who has turned up with, you know, almost nothing in terms of values, and especially now that he knows East has the diamond queen, given the jack of diamonds opening lead, West has to have the ace and queen of clubs, right, for their 2-no trump bid. So Declarer might try the 10 of clubs out of hand, for example. Hey, Rob. Oh my god, my computer sound is... I hope that wasn't too loud for everyone else. Thanks, Rob, for the 4-month sub. Really appreciate it. Rob says, hiya, thanks for the commentary. Well, I am happy to be doing the commentary. I'm just excited that I'm now on spring break for a week, so I have a week off of doing any sort of school stuff, and I can get back into doing what I love, which is streaming a little bit, at least part of the week. I also have some other plans. But South is, I don't know, maybe racking his brain trying to come up with some layout where he can convince the opponents to let him cash that jack of clubs early enough. I don't think it's going to happen. His best hope might be to try the 10 of clubs. But that's kind of a scary thing to do as well. Like, if West happens to be very light and the queen of clubs is sitting in the East hand, possible, right? Like, that would have given East some random 8 count that they started the hand with. Then he doesn't just want to go down when he could have guessed the club suit. So, anyway, maybe he's worried about if the club queen is on side, how do you play the hand? Because if West just keeps getting in and continues playing diamonds, then that's not good news for you. Which I think means we need to knock out the ace of clubs at some point early in the hand. Like, we can't just like run the 10 of hearts, East wins, plays a diamond, we win the king, and then continue hearts. We're going to get tapped out while West still has an entry to their long diamonds. So Declarer might run the 10 of hearts, East plays a diamond back, Declarer wins, and then they'll have to play a club to the 10. Okay, what is this? 10 of spades? Now it feels like we're just trying to go down? Now we can't even make against legitimate layouts. Yeah, 10 of spades is very unexpected. It looks like West still isn't in on the joke. is pitching his diamond suit. I don't know why you would hold on to ace queen fifth of clubs here. I've kind of forgotten the auction. Oh, South just opened a spade. I mean, okay, maybe. Like, the fifth club seems a little excessive, but hold on to a 4-card club suit could have some merits. I don't think it's a VU-graph operator mistake. I mean, maybe, but that felt like a very, very long tank. We are watching on delay. I don't know how long the delay is, though. So... But I think it is being like recorded live, if that makes sense. And then somehow it's just getting translated to us on some sort of delay. Well, I mean, the South has successfully conned the opponents into keeping a lot of clubs. He can't just make this now, right? There's no way. No, it's just never going to be enough. West does part with a club. Now a club comes through. And now it doesn't really matter what the defense does. West can cash the ace of clubs. I guess West can't exit a low club, but that's about all that could go wrong from here. So East-West in the fullness of time will come to a club and a heart. Well, still three-amp pickup for Dinkin, who now is going to be trailing by 7 with... I felt like 15 minutes ago they had 10 boards to play, so now they have 9 boards to play, and it's 7 umps. Still a very tight match. Is the hand really not over? West is still in the tank. Okay, there's the claim. 3 umps to Dinkin. And now I have to imagine the other table has picked up a bunch of pace on us. 3 no trump making 7 feels like a lot of tricks. So South opens a heart with their 13 count. Makes sense. And let's see what North does. There are a lot of people who really love having some way to show a balanced game force with 3-card trump support. Maybe that's what North chose in the other room, some sort of like a heart 3-no is choice of games. Well, that wouldn't make sense. I mean, North has way too strong a hand, but some way to show that North has like a balanced hand with some heart support. So heart 2 clubs, 2 hearts, the, I guess, somewhat popular treatment of I have nothing more to say. It's what the robots do. I vastly prefer having like a 2-diamond bid. So 2 hearts just shows 6 all the time. So North raises to 3 hearts. Actually, you know, now that I'm looking at this, so North has what, 19? And South opened the bidding? How did the other table find their way all the way up to just 3 no trump? It seems like North should be making a slam try of some kind. Maybe they had like a mistaken serious or non-serious auction. That's possible. So 2 hearts, 3 hearts, 3 spade, something. I suppose these bids so far could mean anything, but I'm guessing South's 3-spade bid is just a Q bid. 3-no is probably some slam try. It would be a little surprising to me if 3-no wasn't a serious slam try. I mean, North sitting on all controls, despite being 4-3-3, has to feel pretty good. So 4 clubs by South, Q bid, 4 diamonds by North. Maybe some sort of last train type thing. I do like trying to construct hands for my partner in these slam auctions. So as South, I would be thinking about what, what could North have. But as a rule of thumb, I've found that over a slam try, if I have 2 key cards in the trump queen, I should get excited. And that's exactly what South has, 2 key cards in the trump queen. I mean, the rest of South's hand is kind of garbage, so I understand a little bit why South just tried to sign off in 4 hearts. Anyway, North took the push eventually, and they're going to find out that they have, well, basically everything, and should end up in, I think, 6 hearts. At least that would probably be where I would end up on the North-South cards. North, despite finding out that they have... Oh, I thought South was going to let their partner know that they had all the key cards in the trump queen. That would be polite. Because North could have more. I mean, North could have the spade queen, and then you're just cold for 7 on 3-2 hearts. You might not even need that. Maybe you could just play in 6 or 7 no trump, and you don't need the heart suit to come in. Sometimes. Because what about North's hand suggested that they were slowing down? Assuming 3-no was a serious cue, all North has done is turn on the gas. Dope shirt. Thank you. I went to a funeral today, so I had to wear black stuff, and I basically just got home and haven't changed. So this is my funeral shirt now. Where'd they get to? 6 hearts, right? Yeah, as I was saying, I think it would have been polite for South to bid 5-no. Let North know that they had all of the stuff. So if that was all North needed to bid a grand, they could do it. But this is gonna be another swing to Dinkin. So 6 hearts should make all the tricks. That means we're going to be winning 10 imps for the Dinkin squad for 490. Had they played it in no trump, they would have gotten an extra imp. Well, I say they should be making all the tricks. Maybe that's not so clear. They have to guess the queen of spades. But either way, this will be 10 imps. Even if they misguess that card. I suppose having nothing else to go on, well, Declarer can cash some diamonds if they want. But with the 3-2 trumps, they'll probably play a spade to the jack. I say that, and they hook the spade the other way. That feels weird to me. Doesn't cost them. But that might speak to their mental state. North-South might believe that they are behind and they're trying to do something anti-percentage. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that'll be 10 imps to Dinkin, who will retake the lead. We're going to have 8 boards to go, and they're going to be up by 3. I kind of don't understand why North-South might expect that they're behind on this set. You know, it was their teammates at the other table who got too aggressive on the one board and lost 11. Otherwise, North-South have been doing quite well. They beat 4 spades on 17. I think that was before we showed up. They got to 4 spades on the previous board, but that ended up going down. They reached a slam, although they probably expect that board to be a push. What happened at the other table? A heart, 2 clubs, game force, 2 hearts, 2 no, 3 no. And North passed. Oh no. North must have miscounted their points. I mean, at the very minimum, North can bid 4 no over 3 no. You have 19, all controls. So that feels like a pretty big slip up by the pair at the other table for the Zhao team. It's cut off. I can't actually read their team name and I'm not familiar with them, so I think it's Zhao. Hopefully I haven't pronounced that about 10 different ways, but I probably have. Pass. North opens a diamond on their 15 count. Man up and open to no trump. What are you doing? Oh, you can't. It's ACBL land. That's okay. That's okay. I forgive them. Double by East. Well, okay, East, man up and overcall a no trump. Come on. A diamond double, a heart. Pass a spade, pass 2 diamonds. What's 2 diamonds? I don't know. Well, 2 diamonds, 3 clubs by North, 3 diamonds by South. We've made it all the way up to the 3 level in our 4-3 fit. No surprise here, we get a trump lead from East. And how does this contract look? Well, off the top, Declarer has 2 club losers, the queen of clubs is off, 2 spade losers. The trump lead is going to prevent a spade ruff in the dummy. Probably. Probably. Yeah, East is in a bit of a tight spot. I mean, this is a weird spot for East, actually. No, it's really not, right? You just win the king of spades and play a trump, and then you win the ace of spades on the next round and play another trump. I don't think it's particularly complicated. You get an extra spade trick if your partner has either the jack or the queen. So you don't need to like risk ducking this trick. And risk the fact that your partner might not even have another trump. You do have club entries, so like the partner being out of trump is not that scary, but I don't see a reason to play low here. You know, the counterpoint to this, of course, is like, if you're worried that North actually has the queen jack of spades, then preventing a spade ruff is kind of pointless. You're going to get your ace king of spades, and that's it. Now, East will have to be a little careful. I mean, they should know North's shape from the auction. Right? A diamond, a spade, 3 clubs. North should have a stiff heart. But I think East needs to be a little careful that they don't get too scared and play partner for the club king or something, thinking that's the best way to try and beat the contract. All right, East agrees with me. They hop up with the king of spades. We see another diamond. Declarer will probably fire off another low spade to the ace. And a third diamond. Declare might be a little shocked when West shows out on this trick, as opposed to East showing out, who's the one who made the takeout double originally. So club to the jack and ace. Oh. Okay, that was probably very silly. Yeah, it was definitely silly to believe that that might have worked. Although, what happened with this like low heart play? Did Declare really put in the 10? What? Like, if East had the king, queen of hearts, East would know to just exit the king of hearts. What? I mean, what? So Declare went down an extra for no reason, and that cost them 3 imps. Okay, we're tied up, it seems. Assuming the VU graph is correct. Just... Why did we strand the ace of hearts in the dummy? I don't know. Some questions I just do not have an answer to. So all tied up. We got 7 boards to play. This one is coming down to the wire. Let's, because they're going to take another 2 minutes to finish the hand. Okay, well, they preempted me, but I did want to check quickly the scores of some of the other matches. So Bernal is up over 40 against Vanderbilt, and that's it. I guess the other matches have finished, or the other matches that were on VU graph have finished. Okay, 7 boards to go. We're all tied up. It's like we're playing a regional Swiss at this point. You get 7 boards. Whoever scores the most imps wins. And we have apparently caught up to the other table because there's no comparison yet for this one. So where are we going to see? Pass by West. Probably pass by North. Ooh. That looks like a potential for spicy action. 4 spades doubled in the other room. So pass. I just have to assume. Oh, they have a fancy little gadget. Well, this might save East-West, actually. I assume 2 clubs is both majors weak. Yeah. So now what do you do as East? East comes in with 3 clubs. I don't blame them. I think that bid makes a ton of sense. I mean, he still probably expects he has the best hand at the table. South probably going to try 4 hearts. I mean, what else? 3 hearts. Okay. Conservative. Maybe. I don't know. North has a pretty terrible hand for the 2 club bid, I guess. Yeah, now what? Are we going to see doubled swings in both directions? Does 3 hearts even go down? It might not. But, like, what do you do as East? Do you reopen double? I guess my thinking would be, if I reopen double, there's a lot of bad stuff that can happen to us. 1, it's just not our hand and we have no fit and we get cracked wherever we play and go for a million. 2, we might push the opponents into making 4 hearts. So I'm not convinced there's a ton of good things that happen. I like passing it out as East. I think that was a very smart play. Well, West on lead has to decide between a bunch of pretty bad choices, you know. Probably tempting to lead a trump, but leading from king 10-8 fourth doesn't look all that appealing generally. So it just goes with his partner's club suit. So club to the ace. Declarer will be setting up some sort of cross rough, or at least that's going to be the plan. Now I don't know if that plan is going to involve leading a low spade now, or if Declarer wants to try and set up some diamond tricks before cross roughing. You know, the worst case scenario for Declarer is like he leads a spade, East wins, or someone wins, plays a club, West pitches a diamond on this trick, Declarer now leads a diamond to the ace, and East plays another club, West throwing another diamond, and now West just starts roughing diamonds or something. I don't know. That was maybe not a well thought out explanation, but I think there's a lot of merit into trying to set up the diamonds before going after the cross rough. You do want to count your tricks. Like maybe this cross rough legitimately just gets him up to 9 tricks, and in that case, I like the plan. Now this is a scenario where I think East could definitely duck the ace of spades. Like, East doesn't want to be on lead, as far as I know. So, right, like East doesn't have a trump to put through. Switches to a low diamond. Yeah, this is going all Declarer's way. That 7 of diamonds should be a count signal. So Declarer might know the diamonds are 4-3-3 round, in which case I would definitely continue the diamond suit. Roughing a club first is also probably fine. But Declarer also probably knows the trumps are 4-0 against him. Like, just the fact that East won, okay, I don't understand this play, like, at all. Because East 100% would put a heart through if he had one, right? So, Declarer must have known the heart position before this trick. Well, there's a lot of things going Declarer's way, but he did just make his job a lot harder on himself by wasting a trump like this. Should still be fine. I mean, he can definitely get away with winning the ace of hearts, knock out the ace of diamonds, and then proceed on his cross rough. While Declarer ponders this, I want to see what happened in the other room. Yeah, so when pass, North did not open at the other table. Probably don't have a gadget available to show both majors with a weak hand. East opened a spade, South made what looks like a pretty normal takeout double. West puts 2 spades, which got alerted. That's probably the weak hand type. And North comes in 4 hearts, which... Okay, I'll get back to what's going on in a second in front of me, because why is Declarer letting them pull trumps? You know what, let me finish up with the auction. So 4 hearts by North, which looks reasonable opposite the takeout double, 5-card heart support. And East, understandably, thought 4 hearts could be making with their void, partner showing no values, tried 4 spades. I believe hoping to just get out undoubled. Which could be a sensible thing to do in some of these auctions. Like, North probably didn't know whether or not they were making 4 hearts, And so if the trumps really weren't splitting so badly, like if North had queen third of spades with a similar hand, North would not have doubled four spades. And so East would have had a cheap save against the opponent's potentially making game. Well, so how badly have things gone for Declare since we left off? Declare has pulled 2 full rounds of trump more than I would have expected. But I think everything is just friendly enough that this is still going to come home. Declare will be able to ruff 2 clubs in the dummy and ruff 2 spades in their hand. That's 4 more tricks, and they'll be able to collect a third diamond trick, or a second diamond trick, third round of the suit. So they will come home with 9 tricks, but I don't think this was the best method of doing that. Anyway, so that will be a big pickup for Dinkin. I'll be 10, 440 is 10 imps. Wait. No, it's not that big. It's only 160 points, so it's 4 imps. It's 4 imps, but yeah, it's still a nice win for, and by Dinkin I mean Zhao, obviously, because I am paying attention to who has scored the points. North South in the other room are plus 300. Let's go back to my table. This might make it easier for me to see what's going on. Okay. So East gonna contemplate life for a minute with the realization that that despite Declare having, I think, horribly screwed up the play on this one, there's nothing they can do. Yeah, East really hoping here that West was out of clubs and could pitch their diamond before Declare was able to cash the trick. But that's not the case, so Declare gets to ruff. They'll ruff a spade. And it is a little scary to cash the king of diamonds, but, you know, this is imps, not match points. You don't have to worry about going down multiple tricks, especially when you're undoubled and you're not vulnerable. So Declare probably just thinking about the best order to do all of this stuff in. But I think ruff a spade now, because you can, and then cash the king of diamonds, and then you just have a high cross ruff for 2 more tricks. Could cash the king of diamonds now. I guess this also works. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about this plan. Okay, this plan is also probably fine. Diamond to the king, and now you can just pull the last trump, and the jack of diamonds is good. Okay, Declare found his way to 9 tricks, but I feel like it was a little sloppy. Regardless, Zhao is now going to take a 6 imp lead with 6 boards to go. Wait. 4 imp lead? 4 imp lead. There we go. I think I said 4 imps a while back. I just didn't carry it over in my head. On to board 25. Well, North's going to open something. If they have a no trump opener, they'll probably use that. East has a good hand, but red on white, I mean, especially with the clubs being so much better than the diamonds, do you show both suits? Or do you just do something like, you know, if North opens a no trump, jump to 3 clubs? We're about to find out. Or you could pass That is also an option. Maybe not everyone's choice. I would be very scared of passing because I can construct a very, very light hand for partner to have where 5 diamonds or 5 clubs is just cold. Like if partner has ace fifth of diamonds and an outside ace, we have a diamond loser and a major suit loser, and we can rough the clubs good. So that's an 8 count. We could be easily cold for a game. I would be terrified of passing a no trump. And it's not like you get in a lot of trouble. If partner doesn't have a good fit, you can still play in 3 of a minor somewhere. With all your distribution. My assumption is that it will be an okay contract, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, so no trump, pass, pass. West balances in with 2 spades. Well, you can't bid something now as East. I mean, if you do anything now, I guess you could bid 3 clubs, but you're just... I feel like you've missed your opportunity, right? So pretty sure you just checked this one out. I mean, maybe East is thinking that they could have a spade game. I'm not at all convinced by that, given the singleton spade in support. But maybe that's what's going on. Either way, I think you made your decision when you passed a no trump that you were going to treat this as a weak hand that wasn't good enough to do something. And when your partner doesn't bid one of your suits, I don't see any reason to push the issue. But we'll see. If 2 spades passes out, it could be a swing. There are, of course, 8 tricks available to East, West, and spades. They have 6 spades off the top with the suit breaking and the ace, king of clubs. But the other table, it seems, did fairly well to hold them to just 8 tricks. Bug Kitten, hello. How does one get into bridge? That's a tough question. There's not a great deal of good, like, introductory content out there. But there are several bridge streamers, myself and a few others, who do try and give some commentary for some stuff and play some things. I tend to be more high-level commentary, geared towards like advanced players or expert players. It's tough. I would say like find some friends and just play, like learn the rules and start playing. And then you can start learning conventions. There are a bunch of bridge books out there. One of the bridge books I would recommend to new players is called 25 Conventions You Should Know, which takes you through all of the standard bidding conventions that people use in their everyday bridge playing lives. But yeah, I think the best way is to actually find friends of yours who want to get into the game. I know there were a couple of times where like 2 couples would do like a double date and hire me to teach them like how to play while we all shared like a bottle of wine or something, which was super fun. So yeah, get all your friends in here and then let's start talking. Then we can figure out how to best make the bridge and booze working for everyone. Okay, something went off the rails here. Well, this feels to me like this is all East's fault. And I don't know why, but oh god, no. Now we're in 4 clubs. How is this contract? I mean, it looks like it's down 1 if they find the heart lead. I mean, surely they're going to find a heart lead, but also just like, what is this nonsense? Okay, 3 clubs happen. Look, I said if East wanted to get involved, they have to bid 3 clubs here, which they did. And that fetched a pretty swift 3-0 from West, thinking, oh, this is great. I have 6 spade tricks, and partners showed a club suit, and I have this extra king that I didn't even promise. So we get a diamond lead. North will win. They're going to have to cash a heart and get a count signal from South. But it looks like that shouldn't be too difficult. They cash the queen of diamonds. Whoa. No harm. South is sitting pretty on queen third of clubs, but that's going to be a scare for North that this king of hearts didn't cash. But all right. So Declare can just rough a diamond now. I assume. I mean, Declare can also play the ace king of clubs and then play 4 rounds of spades, pitching all their diamonds. I guess there's all roads lead to Rome from here, but I would probably rough a diamond. Anyway, this is going to be a big pickup again, this time for Dinkin? Maybe it's not going to be a big pickup. I've said it's going to be a big pickup so many times, and I've been wrong. This is 3 imps to Dinkin. Zhao is still going to maintain a 1 imp lead. Unless Declare finds a way to go down an extra trick. In which case, I retract everything I said, and this will be a huge swing for Dinkin, who will retake the lead once again with 5 boards to go. Yeah, that's not going to happen, though. But Declare will take their sweet time in deciding what to do. I mean, I like the plan of lead a diamond now, because if South is the one who started with a doubleton diamond, South is very likely the one with a trump trick. And so if South roughs in, you're just like okay with that. It doesn't cost you anything. You guess there are time limits on the set of 15. There might be penalties for slow play. I don't know what the deal is nowadays. It used to be the case, so my recollection was, and I mean, I never really played that slow, so I wasn't really in positions to be penalized most of the time, but I've thought that directors tended to be lenient for a lot of the bigger events. Like, there are definitely some really anal directors who, you know, think it's their right, their God-given right, to punish anyone who ever, like, slightly steps out of line. But I think for the most part, the directors are pretty chill about this kind of stuff. And, you know, they would rather have good bridge get played, even if people are a little slower, than kind of just like throw out penalty, and everyone gets off their game, and then it's like the best team didn't win, it's just the team that got less rattled by all of the penalties that are being thrown around. So I don't know if that's still the case, but that's been my recollection of these events when I played in them, some of the bigger ones. Because it used to be the case So when I would play in like, pair games and whatnot at the Nationals, even behind screens, we would be done because there's a round clock. We would be done by like midnight. The round would start at 7:30 and we would be done by midnight at the latest. So 4.5 hours, still slightly longer than most of your rounds of bridge that you would play. But I would get out and wander over to like the Vugraph room to take a look at where the Vanderbilt or the Spin Gold or whatever is, and they were like midway through the third quarter, and they would have matches that play until like 2 or 3 in the morning, and that used to be commonplace. So I don't know if it's still like that. My guess is they're a bit more sticklers for the rules nowadays. That does seem to be the way that it's tended over time. But it also kind of feels like everyone has been playing incredibly slowly throughout most of these sets. So 3 imps to Dinkin. Zhao does maintain a 1 imp lead. Pass by East. We get a no trump by South, all pass. That was a very good 1 no trump opener by South. Ace, King, Queen, 5th. Basically every honor is working. I mean, Ace, Queen, double 10 of spades, not super ideal, but it's still like a tennis holding that you want let into you. Queen of clubs is not a great card, but not terrible. So 10 of spades lead. Declarer has 8 top tricks with the hearts splitting on this lead. 5 hearts, 2 spades, and a diamond. They do have the opportunity to go after clubs. But given the spade lead, I mean, West should be in time to set up the spade suit. So Declarer can run a bunch of hearts, force West to make some discards, but I mean, West can definitely just pitch 2 clubs and a... Interesting. Hey PJF, glad you're enjoying the Vanderbilt coverage. Yeah, I've been busy all week, but now I have wrapped up my school stuff at least for the time being, so I have some time off. Okay, there's the 2 clubs, and now what does West pitch on the last heart? Because I think West has to throw a diamond to hold Declare to 120. But we are talking about over tricks at imps, but that's because the match is very close. And West was not up to the task, so they pitch a spade. Oh, Declare threw a club from the dummy. Okay, well that did kind of... No, that's still okay, right? Yeah, as long as Declare sets up a club, they will be collecting their plus 150 and a push board. I think all the Australia Asians are knocked out now. We did see earlier, so I guess that means, who was it? Wolfson took down McAllister. Yeah, Brad was in here telling me that I think McAllister was playing with Matt Franks? Nick Jacob. Okay, I knew it was someone who had 2 first names. I was close. Is that how it works? Anyway, all totally fine. What is Declarer thinking about? What is this? What? Counting is hard. Hey man, counting is hard. Ooh, look at this. So I don't know what's going on, but the VuGraph operator says Jassim is not happy. Actually, I have no idea when this message was sent. I haven't been paying that close attention to the VuGraph commentary, unfortunately. That was earlier? Okay, we're good. Saved. Wait, what was he upset about? I mean, I would have been upset if he played 24 the way he did. What a clown. Okay, 23 is fair. 3-no doubled. The 3-no doubled hand. That was... Where the hell was 3-no doubled? It was 5 diamonds. Oh, we don't even... Wait, what? 25. Oh! Wait, why is he upset about that one? Oh, partners 2 club bid on board 24. Hey, Kriyam. Why is he upset? What? Is 4 Hearts even making? I mean, I don't even know if 4 Hearts is making, but 4 Hearts has play, right? And he did his very best to hold himself to 9 tricks. Like, there was no way that the opponents could possibly have defended better, and he still took his 9 tricks despite his best efforts. Maybe the suit quality of partners' bids. I mean, okay, fine. But yeah, okay, fair enough. But thank you for letting me know when that was said. Lots of words in Polish. Polish people do get angry at the bridge table. I've seen that a lot. What is 1 club here? Here, let me draw your attention to a comment from the chat. All right, right down here, Jassim isn't happy. Okay. Now, I think you might have had a question about the auction. Which bid in particular do you think is unusual? Also, I think, I wouldn't have been surprised if the 1 club happened, but I think everything has been rotated by a bid. So West opened a club, strong. North overcalled a spade. Yeah, we're getting it. Yeah. I liked my original theory better, though, that Jassim was just unhappy and decided to psych. So club, a spade overcall, this makes more sense. 2-no by East. 2-no. Oh, it's a strong club, though. Of course 2-no. Okay. 2-no, 3 hearts, 3 spades, 3-no. Yeah, now what does East do? I mean, East has 13. I mean, for starters, if you're planning on passing, do you leave it here or put it in 4 hearts? I would probably put the spade bidder on lead, take it back to hearts, but I could be convinced that's wrong. Okay, East elects to try and queue. So 4 diamonds, really begging for that club control, which West has. I'm not convinced I love the 4 diamond bid. You know, ace third of spades is I think a really bad holding on this auction. You should expect to have a spade loser, I think. You don't like 2-0 either? Well, so I think 2-0 is forcing. You know, if you're complaining because East has a game force, like one club I believe is precision. So 2-0 is like natural, balanced, and forcing, I guess. I mean, maybe 2-0 limited East's high cards. That's possible. You'd rather West got to show values and bid no trump? Well, part of the difficulty with precision auctions is I think if East has a positive response, passing puts their positive response into a trap pass, and that's not what East has. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a frequent precision player, and it's been a long time since I played precision with anyone. But I think you have to show your positive if you have it when they overcall. So it's possible like East 2-0 bid is just forced systemically, you know, or East could pass and pretend that they have a penalty double of one spade. Might not be the worst idea. But yeah, you do often wrong side no trump in some of these precision things, I think. So, like, I hear ya. Obviously, you know, West having the queen of spades or like even jack of spades, you would prefer them to bid the no trump first. You play transfers here, playing a strong club. So you would transfer to diamonds and then go from there. But would that show 5-card suit? Like normally. I don't object to like transferring to diamonds with this type of hand. I'm just curious. 4+. Interesting. Well, West is thinking, you know, West might also be thinking the same thing that I believe East should have been thinking, which is that Queen 10 third of spades probably not a good spade holding in this auction. And West is very minimal, right? One club should show 16+ high card points. West has 17. They do have a nice heart suit, ace king 5th. They do have great clubs, which their partner specifically is asking about. But the spade suit is pretty bad. So I have to imagine, okay, West does try 4 now. This makes sense to me, you know, given what has happened in the auction, right? Like East, as far as we know, has just showed all the goods, like 2-0, whatever it is, but then 3 spades and 4 diamonds are cubids. So East could have a much better hand than this, and I think that's kind of influenced West's decision, right? Give East the jack of spades, and 6 hearts now looks like a great spot. King of spades is very likely on. Hearts should be coming home. You only have a club loser. Well, we're here, and West is not going to be happy. So this will be a pickup to Dinkin unless... Yeah, unless what? Unless... A spade opening lead, I think, does it. Yeah, I wouldn't expect North to lead a spade, but I think a spade lead would give the contract away. Because East could lead a diamond towards the jack, picking up 3 diamond tricks. But alright, we get a heart lead. West is going to think for a while about this one. You know, a legitimate chance is South has the stiff jack of spades, I guess. You can bring the spade suit home for no losers then. But realistically, I mean, what's our play? Uh, because we don't have the entries to like pick up 3 diamond tricks and then somehow squeeze someone in the black suits. Which means... Oh, maybe there's some chance to squeeze south in the minors? Yeah, that's probably the best legitimate chance, right? Play for south to have 4 diamonds and 5 clubs. Well, 4 or more diamonds and 5 clubs. I don't know if it's going to come home, but yeah, how would we even set this up, right? So south is going to throw a club here. Doesn't this come home double dummy now? Oh, maybe not. Maybe there's just... Okay, the declare has pulled the last trump. So I'm looking at what happens if we lead the queen of spades now. Does North have to duck this trick? Like, North has to duck the queen of spades, right? To threaten us. Okay, this is king of hearts play. I'm not sure. It doesn't really cost anything yet. But we pitch a club from the east hand. So like, what I'm thinking is if we lead the queen of spades and North plays the king, what do? Okay? They could return a spade. But if they return the jack, we can win the ace and unblock the 10. We need this 9 of spades as an entry to the 4th diamond so that we have, an entry to squeeze south. And if North doesn't return the spade, eventually we can just take a spade finesse. So I think queen of spades, North has to play low. That's a really difficult play to find. And it doesn't even matter. Yeah, the contract is just cold double dummy. I mean, for the sake of the audience, I have convinced myself. But just so people are aware that I'm not babbling nonsense, Declare can always make the hand from here. I think North's most testing defense is to not cover the queen of spades. But again, like I said, just very difficult play to find. South is going to get squeezed in the minors as long as West tempos the hand out correctly. So we'll turn the double dummy off because normally I don't like putting that on. But it looks like West is not that familiar with squeeze technique because this is just an automatic club discard. You need the diamond threat and you need all 3 spades so that you can rectify the count and cross back to dummy and spades after you've roughed out the diamond suit. I'm a little worried that West's line of play is just like they thought this contract was hopeless and they've given up. But it shouldn't be that difficult to see that, okay, if the spades are not coming home, what can I possibly do? Well, you count your losing trick count, and you have a spade loser and a club loser. That's perfect for a simple squeeze if you can manufacture one. And the fact that North has the spade length makes it likely that South has the length in the minor suit. So then you just need to like be careful about how you proceed. So this fourth heart doesn't cost yet. You need to pitch a club, of course. The 5 of clubs is the important threat card. Like 10 third of clubs, not valuable enough for us. Get out of here. Look at these noob commentators. It can make, but still highly unlikely. What line of play do you think Declare is going to take? Or maybe that comment was meant, here, I'll give the commentator the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they meant that, what was that? What? How could pitching a diamond ever be correct? Like, now there just is no squeeze. Okay, hold on, hear me out. I'm trying to feel my inner Lou, get to my Zen state. So there's an end play. Oh, you think West was playing for like a strip squeeze on North? Nah. Okay. It's hard to imagine that that's a good line of play. Like, I mean, that might be a line of play, but I don't think it's a good one. See, I think Declare is running the Jack of Diamonds. Yeah, okay. At least this line of play makes some sense. But I think this is much worse than trying to squeeze South. So what Declare is hoping for now is that North is getting squeezed in the black suits. Did I do that correctly? Maybe I didn't do that correctly. Oh no, they've just like boggled their entries as well. Boggled? Bungled? Bungled. Yeah, I don't know why they cashed the ace of clubs. Whatever. All right, we're past it. So 11 imps to Dinkin. That could have been that board could have decided the match. Because 6 hearts could and probably should have made. The minor suit squeeze against South, I think, is really the only sensible thing to play for. But I just got the sense, as West was playing the hand, that they just hadn't really studied squeezes or aren't that familiar with them. And therefore, they just didn't even consider it a possibility. So yeah, maybe they were going for an end play against North. We'll never know. But now with 3 boards to go, Dinkin has a pretty huge lead. Although, oh my god. North-South bid and made 4 hearts on this hand. I suppose there's only 2 trump losers and a spade loser. But how do you get to 4 hearts? Whoa! This is a monster result. I guess we need to find out how bad 2 spades is first. East-West have 3 club losers, 2 spade losers, a diamond, and a heart if north-south get all of those. Okay, I mean, south comes in with 2 no. I'll pass. Saves east-west a little bit. How does this contract do? Probably get a spade lead. Declarer is going to have 4 clubs, 2 spades, the ace of diamonds. They'll end up going plus, but this will be a game swing to Zhao. Wait, hold on. Okay, I untake back my comment about our commentator. How did he know North was 5-3 in the majors? Well, Declarer pulled 3 rounds of trumps and found out about the heart split, and there was a 1 spade overcall. Okay, back to the live action. So spade, queen. Ooh, this is a good play. I always like seeing good technical play from players, even if it just doesn't matter. This jack of spades. If East happens to get in, yeah, could I check how they got to 4 hearts? I will in just a second. Good question, though. I will get to that. But this jack of spades unblocking, just in case West happened to have ace 10-6, then East would be able to put a spade through and run the suit. Okay, on to the other room. Aha! Here's how we get there. 3 spades by West. Much more aggressive preempt than they found at this table, where they made the multi-2 diamond preempt. Pass, pass, and South was in a bit of a tight spot, didn't really have a good bid. You could try 3 no trump, but South has no source of tricks and just 1 spade stopper. It's a little scary. Elects to go with the most flexible bid, which was double. North bids 4 diamonds, and South says, nope, I am doing some sort of like equal level correction thing. So 4 diamonds, 4 hearts, I'll pass. So, I mean, huge result that they bid and made game. Oh my. A heart to the 10 and queen lost. Now if East continues spades, West gets in with the heart ace. This could go down. Wow. So just like that, Zhao is back in front with 2 boards to go. So is Declarer, do you cash the ace of diamonds before playing a heart? 13 imps. So let's see. If Declarer goes down 1, oh, I guess they're always just down 1 from this point. They get the ace of diamonds now, or they get it at trick 13. So 750 is, yeah, 13 imps, I think. And so it'll be a 5 imp margin with 2 boards to go. We did see scores from the other room on some of the boards. Yeah, the other room has finished playing, which means all eyes are on this table. I do not know like any of these players. Who was at the other table? Okay, C. Lehrman, if that's Christian Lehrman, at least the name sounds familiar. I'm not certain that I know him. but I have no idea who this guy is. P. Petrua. Oh, Christoph Jansom, of course I know. He's like 18 years old? Then probably didn't know him. Did I say 5 imps? Apparently I can't math. Some Danish child genius. Isn't that like every junior bridge player? That's what they say about every junior bridge player. Other than me. I was never thrown into the child genius category. People just kept being confused at how I continued to do well in events. They're just like, this guy doesn't understand how to play the game, and yet he keeps winning things. And Brad? No, Brad is still a child, and he's still very much a genius. Okay, board 29. Pass, a diamond by south, a hard overcall, vulnerable, reasonable, double by north, pass by east, and south not going after a heart. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a loser mentality, to not go after a heart with 4 trumps here when you have a misfit. I don't know. Just my thinking. Jack of hearts lead. So they're in a no trump. They have, it appears that they have 3 heart tricks after this lead. Declare can run this around to the king and set up the suit. Obviously, Declare will be playing on diamonds, I think, to make most of their tricks. Lehrman won the under 16 Euro World Championship as 12. His partner, Washington, was 13. Oh, his partner was 13. Gotcha. Well, that's pretty impressive. So that would have been 6-ish years ago. Also, what is Declara doing on this hand? It kind of seems like, well, he's going after diamonds. That's definitely what Declara is doing. His dad had a bridge club he started playing as young as 4 years old. Wow. Yeah, bridge isn't one of those games that you get into as a kid unless your parents play or family members play, like your grandparents or something. Like, I didn't start playing until I was 13, 14, maybe 14. Is Declara even going to make this? I feel like he's taken a very committal line of just hoping that the diamond suit splits. Because now he's kind of committed to playing a 4th round of diamonds, right? Yeah, there it is. But pitching a club from dummy felt a bit unnecessary. Whoa, pitching a heart from dummy feels highly unnecessary. East-West can collect 7 tregs on defense. Spade to the queen. As long as East works out, that's what they should do. Queen of Hearts setting up the heart trick. The Ace of Clubs is an entry, and then a spade back to the 10. East needs to read their partner's signals, though. This is the part of bridge that I actually miss a lot, is partnership defense, because it's very hard. It's definitely the most challenging part of the game, but it's very rewarding if you have like good defensive agreements with your partner. You can get all of these positions right. You'll know exactly what your partner's black suit holdings are based on the discards, for the most part. So East needs to realize that switching clubs is no good. And I honestly wonder if West should have given up on the dream that East actually has a heart remaining to play a heart back. Look at this. Low spade to the queen. Beautiful stuff. So from West's perspective, the defense should be a lot easier. You can just count all of the tricks. You just play back the Queen of Hearts and then, or the 10 of Hearts, I guess. The Queen has already been showed. They led the Jack and they play some sort of Rusino lead. East being helpful there, pitching a high club. I wonder if it's possible West is the sponsor, or a sponsor. It's not uncommon for teams to have multiple sponsors for some of these bigger events. Because I've had the feeling that West has, you can kind of tell if someone is a little less experienced, like thinking in this position, you know the hearts are never good. So you just discard a heart. You know, the Jack of Clubs might be useful. Maybe partner has the king. You don't know. But you know the hearts are never good, so there's no reason to think about what to discard. I don't think South dumped the 8 of Hearts, but it wouldn't really matter. Just a spade through, and we'll see a claim shortly. So that is a big pickup for Zhao. I mean, they were already up 4. They pick up another 6. Now they're ahead by 10. Just one board to play, and Dinkin is going to need a pretty big result. And it looks like that pretty big result is just not going to happen. The Zhao squad in the other room been made a game on the north-south cards, which, well, the game's probably going to come home, but it's not automatic. On the surface, there's only 3 or 4 losers, 3 clubs and the Ace of Diamonds. And the Queen of Hearts is in the pocket, but there is definitely some work to be done for Declare to make 3-0. Either way, hard to imagine a 10-imp swing to Dinkin on this board, so I imagine this will be our last semifinalist, and I have no idea who the other semifinals are or who's playing who tomorrow. I also don't know how much time I'm going to have if I want to do commentary. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll try and do some commentary tomorrow for the event. I wonder if I can find a co-commentator somewhere. most everyone I know that might be interested in doing some commentary, oh, they don't even get to game. They reach all of 2 no trump, which is not that unreasonable. Okay, we got Wolfson, Goodman, and Bernal. Do you know who's playing who? So Bernal, that's the Italians, right? I think the last time I saw that team, they were playing with Versace and Dubois and I forget who else. Maybe Cementa. Wolfson versus Goodman. So Bernal will face up against Zhao tomorrow. Well, how do we feel about prospects in 2 no trump? We get a spade lead. That's got to be good for the defense. Now maybe it looks brilliant for North-South to have stayed out of game. Because I think to make the game, well, maybe not. Maybe you can just always make the game. The ace of diamonds is sitting with West, so you can pick up 5 hearts, 2 spades, and 2 diamonds before the opponents really have a chance to damage you. But yeah, so, okay, that should wrap up this match. I'm gonna take a look and see, yeah, this is the last match going on, so we will wait until the conclusion of this hand, and then I will probably sign off. Like I said, I'm hoping to do some coverage tomorrow, but I don't exactly know what time, so stay tuned. If you don't have anything better to do, then stick around and watch some semifinal Vanderbilt action. I will be here at some point to do that. Jack of Diamonds feels like a really weird play by South. For whatever reason, I think South is just tilting. South has played a lot of hands in a very funny manner. Good night, 7 nickels. I don't think the Jack of Diamonds necessarily cost, but I don't know, it just feels natural to me to run the Jack of Hearts at trick 2. Don't you want to know where the Queen of Hearts is before you do anything else? Alright. 9 of spades. Like, I just can't imagine ever getting to 9 tricks without or 8 tricks without taking the heart finesse. So I think you want to do that immediately. Make East guess what to do if they win the Queen of Hearts. Do they play back a spade? Do they switch to clubs? Maybe it's right to switch to diamonds. Well, spades confirmed 4-3 from the mud lead. West led the 8 and has now continued the 9. In 2-0, I don't mind this play. I mean, in 3-0, it would be very scary to duck this trick, knowing that the opponents can take 3 clubs against you. But in 2-0, it's probably perfectly fine to duck the second spade. I still think you want to take this heart finesse. Like, what is your plan if you don't? You know, if diamonds split, you're up to 7 tricks. So you could just, like, cash a bunch of diamonds and exit a club and hope that something good happens, but don't the opponents just take 3 clubs and the 10 of spades from there and beat you. I don't really understand why Declare has put off the hurt hook for so long. Alright, heart to the 9, diamond to the king. Declare now gets 2 over tricks in their contract, but they still lose a chunk of imps. So, we imagine that it is Wolfson versus Goodman tomorrow, and then Bernal versus Zhao. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope people enjoyed the commentary and hanging out. It was good to be back after, I guess, a week of downtime from streaming. But I will try and do some coverage of the semifinals tomorrow, and I will try and do some coverage of the finals on Saturday. I have some plans on Saturday. I don't know exactly when those are going to be, but I should be around for at least a little bit. So, anyway, once we get a claim on this one, I will sign off, and I hope to see you all tomorrow whenever I'm back doing some commentary for this. Long tank from Declare. Like, he didn't even unblock the diamond suit, so it's not as if, like, he could end play West into leading a diamond away from 10 Doubleton. Okay. There's 10 tricks. And the end of the road for Team Dinkin. But Zhao moves on. Close match, but they do pull it out by 16 imps.